Donbrothers episode 22, the Hellish Road of Manga, or what my subs called it, a Hellish manga method. Now, this episode continued the storyline we had last week where Haruka was kidnapped by Sonoza and he wants her to draw manga. And although this episode had a lot of funny gags in there that were outside of the whole manga storyline, it was a fun little episode to see Haruka's manga skill actually get utilized in this episode, because we've heard ever since episode 1 she's a really great manga artist, and then she got plagiarized, which continues in the storyline, funny enough, because you find out who plagiarized her manga or framed her, and that continues, which I'm going to talk about in a bit. But not only was it a Haruka focused episode, it also set up a storyline for Jiro for next week where he'll finally be getting his mech, which makes sense because the toy is listed for August, so it'll be dropping very, very soon. Okay, I quickly want to gloss over something from my 21 review, and I totally skipped over it, and it was a big important thing about the Donbrothers lore, and that is, there was roughly about 5,000 other Donbrothers before the ones we've got now, and a lot of them stopped being Donbrothers, for reasons we don't know. I do apologize if I glossed over a big important story detail like that. I thought I recorded it in one of my takes, but I think because I did another take, I left that part out by accident, so I do apologize. But episode 22, I really enjoyed this episode, especially the whole Haruka antics we got in this episode, because we got to see what mangas she was created to impress Sonoza, and Sonoza just turned him down each time. The first one was really great. I really loved the first one because it was meant to be some sort of harem love manga, and she was sort of the center of attention with all the boys in her classroom, and everyone was a transfer student. And what I loved about it is all the characters in her manga were played by Donbrothers actors, and in the first manga story she tells, like, everyone is the complete opposite of their show counterpart. Like, Inu brother was like the wimpy kid, Kiji brother was like the tough guy, the street thug, and it was just a lot of fun. Like, I really enjoyed that part, and I kind of wish we got to see more of it, because seeing Kiji brother do the thug part, or see Inu brother do like the whimpering nervous school kid part was a lot of fun as well. I really enjoyed it, but I love how Sonoza turned it down by saying, "This is dumb. Why does everyone fall in love with one character?" And the other mangas she pitched, if I remember correctly, there was like sort of these magical girl ones where Haruka becomes like the hero and she trips on a banana peel, and Sonoza's like, "Is this meant to be funny?" And Haruka's like, "Well, it was kind of a homage to a really old joke from back in the day." And Sonoza's like, "Homage? You mean rip-off?" And then he just tears up the manga. So I do like that criticism he's got of Haruka's manga. And then the last one was another magical girl one where her and Sononone, the girl brain person, I always get her name wrong, but they become magical girls and stuff like that. But it was just fun seeing Haruka pitch all these ideas to Sonoza. And in Haruka's mind, she's doing this for all the right reasons, that being that she wants to show the Noitoi or the Cerebrians how to feel human emotion and stuff like that by learning it through manga and storytelling. So even though her philosophy is kind of messed up and weird, she does think she's going to make a difference. But I want to talk about Haruka's rival that we meet in this episode, the famous mangaka that Haruka supposedly plagiarized, or was she plagiarized? We don't know. Nakao Sheena, I do apologize if I'm butchering that name, I'm just going to call him Sheena. Now, I love the idea of Sheena because it's that whole thing where most Japanese celebrities don't show their face, like artists and creative people and stuff like that. The most famous being Yoko Taro, the guy who works in Platinum and wears that freaky moon head. That reminded me of this, but with someone in a giant bunny suit, which made it all wackier and goofier, if that's what it was meant to be a parody of, because if it was, I got a big laugh out of it. But I understand what it's like doing with those mangakas that don't show their face, but I do wonder who's under that suit, and if we'll find out their identity eventually. But the two do have a mangaka draw-off where Sonoza does declare who will be the better manga artist with this competition, but Haruka ends up losing because she gets summoned by the Don Blaster and has to fight the Monster of the Week, which I'll talk about in a bit. And her losing does give her the motivation to become a better manga artist and find out why she was plagiarized or what the heck is going on with that. So that opens a big storyline and more of a character development moment for Haruka moving forward in the show. Alright, now that we've talked about Haruka, let's talk about the other stuff, because after the opening song, we do cut back to the Kaito's cafe where Jiro is back to normal and he's just hanging out with the guys, just hanging out with the crew in the schoolyard, finding trouble, never looking too far. But he's hanging out with him and he does apologize for what happened a couple of episodes where he went feral, and Kiji brother and Saru brother are like, yeah, we don't trust you because you might do it again. You might attack us. We don't know if we want you on our team. And Momotaro, Taro's like, I think it's really cool because we never know when he's going to attack us. It's going to make us keep our guard up. So he's all for it. He's fine with Jiro going feral because he views it as a training exercise to make himself stronger. But Jiro and Taro end up leaving the cafe and they have a conversation because Taro says to Jiro saying, hey, you've got Don in your name. That means we could be related somehow. And Jiro's like, we could be siblings. Does that mean you're my big brother? And they just stare at each other for like a hot couple of seconds. And Taro's like, nah, and walks away. That got a laugh out of me as well. I love that joke with how it's delivered because it's just this intense stare down between the two characters. And then Taro's like, nah, that ain't right. And just walks away. So Taro meets the Monster of the Week, or the Human of the Week that turns into the Monster of the Week. And it's an old man that likes to hear stories. And he turns into a Mega Ranger monster, or a Power Rangers in Space monster, whatever you want to call it. Because when he transforms, it does the 3-3-5 when he transforms into it. Which is really freaking cool. I do like that homage they put into the episode. But they fight the monster, and eventually they have this fight on the beach where all 5 of them turn into 5 men, which, if you didn't know, Shout Factory is releasing 5 men on DVD. I'm just going to throw that out there. They ain't paying me to say it, I just want to tell you guys. But I like it when they turn into 5 man, and Kiji Brother turns into 5 pink, and he just looks down and he goes, oh, that makes sense. Like, just that one-liner that he said, where he's like, oh, okay then. When he finds out that he's the pink one, like, he just accepts it, which I always love, compared to when, like, he first turned into the Pink Ranger when transforming. But that was really cool to see him all transform like that, because I think it's been a while since they've done that. I don't know, like, how recently they've done the whole team transformation, but I know it's been a hot minute. But Jiro shows up and he wants to help him, but Saru Brother says, get out of here, you're just... And then Sonoi shows up where he wants to fight Momotaro, and Jiro has this moment where it's like, I have to protect my friends and prove my worth. So he fights Sonoi, which is a really cool fight scene between them, and then he turns into, I'm just going to say Dino Charge Cold. I can barely say the Sentai counterpart half the time. But he turns into that, and it's a really cool fight scene between the characters. But after the Monster of the Week is destroyed, after he sees the Robotaro form, Jiro says, that's what I need, a Robotaro form, so I can prove my worth to my friends and help them out. And that's his character journey that he's going to get, which he gets next week, because they show it in the preview. Don't get mad at me for spoiling it. If you watch the preview, you watch the preview. If you didn't, you didn't. But either way, this episode was really great, a really good Haruka-focused episode. I enjoyed it quite a fair bit. I can't wait for next week's episode, because judging from the preview, it looks crazy. Not only we're going to see a brand new mech, but we're also going to get some more story for Inu Brother and the whole Natsumi situation going on, because you get this really cool shot where the police officer and Natsumi are just staring at each other in the rain, and they're sort of tilting their heads, having this showdown. That looked really cool. But either way, I really enjoyed episode 22 of Donbrothers. What did you think of it? Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. With that said, I'm going to bring this video to a close. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you guys later. Peace out, take care, bye.